I'm kicking in your front. Great peeping in your drapes. Rob making a plate in the back. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Chief Hall Podcast. Right now. All right. Welcome to Chief Hall Podcast. Today we got a special guest. This is a new segment that we starting, where we're going to be local business spotlight. I think that's his name, but I don't know if we're going to actually keep that name. But who is my guest this week? She's a mother, a sister, a daughter, a cousin, and a true friend, in that specific order. If you know my guest, then you know this to be true. But wait, y'all. There's more. She's a serial entrepreneur. She a hustler. She don't go to sleep until that contract is closed. Okay? She's a realtor, and she runs a nonprofit organization, SWYD. Yeah, I heard that. I see that on Facebook all the time. Stop what you're doing and help me welcome my guest, Rosalind Brown, a.k.a. Roz the Realtor. All right, Rosalind. Let's chop it up.
Okay.
You know, I know you're a realtor.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know you're a hustler.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got a few questions.
Okay.
Not much. We want this to be conversational.
Okay.
So, basically, what can you speak about passionately for 30 minutes without preparation? I got that from your Facebook page.
Real estate, of course, because that's what I do.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know. I run across the post, but when you say real estate, I mean, we all know what real estate is, right? And we all know that that's a hard business. It take a lot of consistency,
Mm-hmm.
and it take a lot of basically commitment.
Mm-hmm.
What's the hardest thing about real estate for you? What is that? Is it dealing with the client sometimes? Like, what is that?
I think it's a little bit of both. It's keeping people motivated, I think.
Yeah.
Is the hardest part, because especially in our economy and with the prices of homes and interest rates, it's basically keeping people motivated that's feeling discouraged.
Yeah.
And it's like, for me, like with my friends, everybody, even with my clients, when they come to me and they want to buy a house, like, my goal, like, I want to see you get this house. Yeah. So it's like when they get discouraged and they feel like they can't, and I'm like, listen, you can. So it's like, for me, the hardest part is keeping people on the boat. And then sometimes you'll take people to someone to see a house and they absolutely love it, but for whatever reason, one reason or the next, we don't get under contract. Those are the hardest people to wheel back in. Yeah. Why? Because they fell in love with house A. Yeah. And I can show them house A through Z, B through Z. Mm-hmm. And if it didn't look like A, or it didn't have the floors like A, or they are not content because they didn't get house A. So, yeah. But I pride myself on always telling my clients, like, if you didn't get that house, that wasn't the house for you. Right. I truly feel like all my clients are blessed. Everybody that I put in the house, they absolutely love their houses. Yeah. So for me, I'm always like, that house might have not been the house for you for whatever reason. We don't know, but that might not have been the house for you. And when they get the keys, they always, without fail, say, Roz, you were right. Yeah. I wasn't supposed to get that house. This was supposed to be. I had one client in particular. She saw this house and she was dead sold on it. And I mean, it was under contract. She had me calling every other day. Did it fall through? Because that's just me. I'm calling. I'm like, it didn't fall through. She was very, very just like, I'm just over it. Like, I don't even want to buy a house no more. And she ended up with a brand new house built from the ground up. And the city of Hollandale gave her $60,000 to buy this house. Damn. So I say that to say, like, this happens all the time. And again, the house that's for you is for you. I had a client. She had her heart set on the house. We didn't get it the first time, but behind her back, I kept calling because I knew that was the house for her.
Mm-hmm.
I kept calling, and on one particular day, the lady says, "This Miss Brown, I've been meaning to call you. You were the second highest offer. Is your client still interested?" Absolutely. And she's in the house to this day.
Yeah.
So
that's good. That's good. I mean, you helped us buy our house.
mm-hmm.
You know, and I know
This was hard.
I know it was hard. You know,
this was
man,
hard.
listen. So I can attest to your hard work.
This was hard.
You know, I'm reading this here. What I got here, right? So, hustle like you broke, right? So, for me, when I'm doing what I'm doing, right? I hustle. You know, what that means to me is I don't care how much money you got. That money don't even exist.
Mm-hmm.
You have to continue hustling.
Right? Never get content.
Never be content. I mean, you have some contentment, you know.
No.
I mean, but
always be striving for more.
Okay, all right. I got you on that. But me, in my mind, hustle like you broke is like, okay, I'm just gonna just keep moving. I'm not gonna stop. I'm not going to get complacent.
Yeah.
Because I see a large amount of money.
You can't in real estate. You have to hustle like you broke.
Yeah.
Because you are only as good as your last deal. There's no residual in it.
Yeah.
So you can have a month. My biggest month was $50,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I had to keep going because that's February.
Yeah.
What about when it run out in April or March? Like you gotta keep going. You can't say, "Oh, I made $50,000." I don't. No, you got to still continue to, so that you can continue to make those months. You can continue to, so it requires you to hustle like you broke when you're in real estate. Like you don't have no choice.
Yeah.
Because what you do today is how you get paid in February. So if in February you get paid and you decide to lay down, you're not gonna see a check until you decide to get back up again. So it's really in this field, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
There's no residual in it.
And you a top producer.
Yes.
And your brokerage. Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now, lifestyle, right? Like, how do you incorporate your business into your lifestyle, right? I look at Rose, you know, he's a fellow chief, of course. This is Chief Hall Podcast, right?
Right.
So I got to make mention of that. You know, you got the likes of Rose, you know, we got Freezy, we got, you know, Flo. We got all these people that's from Carol City. That's in the entertainment business, what I'm saying, right?
Trying to say Carol City breeds some.
Oh yeah, we do. You see Carol City, it's right there.
Okay, I see it.
Y'all see that Carol City, right? So, like, incorporating your business into your lifestyle, right? I noticed, and I was thinking about this, right? Like I look at Rose, right? And what he do is like he finds some kind of way to mention his brands and whatever he's saying.
Right.
It's like a innate type of thing in his mind.
Right.
Where he was just, it's just, I don't know how he do it, but you know, but what I'm saying, like, how do you incorporate your business into your lifestyle?
What you mean, as far as like when I'm like on social media,
like when you marketing and stuff like that, like.
Well, for me, I do a lot on my stories, so I kind of show you like me being a mom. Me being a nonprofit organization, everything that I got going on, but I always say at the end of the day, I am also a realtor. Yeah. So I may tell you about my whole day, everything I got going on, and then I'm gonna end it with because in our industry, it's all about staying top of the mind. So if people don't see you, you know, all they think about is the last person they talk to. So a lot of realtors take it personal when they, you know, got a family member or a friend that use somebody else, but they haven't heard you mentioning it. So therefore, they don't know. Like I even had one time, my grandma was using another realtor, and I was like, "What?" And she said, "I didn't know you were a realtor." That's when I realized you're not saying it enough.
Yeah.
You know? So no, she's not on social media. So no, she don't see me yelling to the top of the lungs that I'm a realtor. So it's all about just incorporating it and making sure that everybody I talk to, hey, this is what I do. You know, casual conversation. That's everybody got to live somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And a part of most people's goals is, where they're going to live, whether it be a rental, whether it be a buy. If you talk to anybody about what they got going on in life, they're going to talk about upsizing or downsizing, or next year I think I'm gonna move, or next year, like, it's a part of the everyday conversation. Yeah. So I'm always there to be that resource, however you want to do it. Back in the day, the conversation used to be, if you rent, what do we always, realtors are known for telling people it's cheaper to buy than to rent, right? Mm-hmm. But now that's actually true, right? So last year you probably would have been able to not even last year. 2 years ago, you probably couldn't able to get you a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for $1,800 a month, right? You're paying at least $30-something $100 right now today. So it is true that it makes more sense to buy than to rent in this economy today. So
it's ridiculous how much they paying now.
It's crazy.
Man, listen. $4,000.
$4,000 is the norm if you want a 2-story, 3-4 bedroom. Like that's what it is. I talked to her later today. She said she paying $2,300 for a 2-2.
That sounds like it's cheap.
Not really, because it's a 2-bedroom.
Oh, okay.
So if it was 3, then that's different. But it's a 2-bedroom, and it is an apartment, not a townhouse or a house.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Yeah. I heard what you said. You said you wasn't saying it enough, and then it kind of something sparked in my mind. It took me back to Rose. Man, he always saying
you gotta
it.
Burn.
He always saying it.
They gotta know.
Always saying it. Always saying it. He always marketing. It's like he find a way how to insert that he find a way how to insert his brand into what he's doing.
You can't leave people
in a sentence.
You can't leave people to guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the groundwork. A lot of people see the success, right? A lot of people see the success, but they don't know what it take to get there.
No idea.
So tell me some of the things tell me some of the things that it took you to get to where you at. Some of the from taking a test, studying for the test, like all that stuff that people just don't know. People see that finished product a lot of times, but they just don't know. They don't know all the work that went behind that.
Listen, the crazy part is I fell into real estate. Got certified, got my license. Basically just trying. Well, I got it because I saw how much they made. I was like, I'm going to get this license, but it sat on the shelf for a couple of years. And then I lost my daughter in 2016. And I was going through just trying to figure out life, because I realized that life continues to go on despite what I went through. Like, the bill's still coming in the mail, the days are still going by, I still have a child that's dependent on me, so you got to figure out something. So I was selling life insurance, and that was cool. I made decent money, but the problem was I didn't want to talk about death all day, because now I'm talking to God about everything. Like, make this make sense. Like, you took my daughter, like, what I'm supposed to be doing? Like, at this point, I realized that my way is not your will. So let your will be done. Let me know what I'm supposed to be doing. And I just didn't know what I should have been doing. And I ran across this girl. We were in a setting, and she introduced herself as a realtor. And she was a black girl like me, like a month older than me. Not even a month, some days older than me. And I went on Instagram after I met her, and I saw she sold 50 houses. And I'm like, mind you, I'm still licensed. And I was like, she sold 50 houses? I'm over here selling maybe 1, 2, because again, I'm not screaming to the mountaintops that I'm a realtor. The people that may know, or maybe my mom may, or a friend may refer me like, oh, she a realtor. So I did insurance, and I met her in the midst of me doing insurance, and I said, she sold 50 houses. So in my mind, like most people think, real estate is easy. All you gotta do is show them the house, sell them the house, and you make the money. So I'm over here with insurance, going door to door, running back and forth. Like, I don't got to do that no more. I could go be a realtor, and if she's selling 50 houses, I could sell 50 houses. Because one thing about me is I don't care if it's Oprah. Like, she did it, I could do it. Yeah. Right? It's all about the work that you put behind it. Like, I look at, you wouldn't even believe the people I look at and be like, I could do that. Like, that's just me. So I saw that she sold 50 houses. I'm like, sure, I could do that. Right? But I don't know how to do that. I know I could do it, but I don't know how to do that. So I reached out to her, and she helped me. And needless to say, my first year full time, I had quit insurance cold turkey, which was crazy and nobody understood it. But in my mind, I felt like God placed me there. You know, people say they hear from God. It's like maybe, I don't know. He just said, go for it. And I was like, all in, right? So I gave it everything I had. And I went from, I think that year, 2018, I had sold one house, two. In 2019, I went full time. I sold 21 houses. So total life shift, right?
Yeah,
but what came with that?
That's a big increase.
Right. So I'm making over 6 figures now. You can't tell me nothing. But what came with that is the sacrifice of no time with my kids. I mean, no days off, 7 days a week. It's like you have to sacrifice everything. I mean, listen, to get, even to say you want to go out, even when you go out, you got to be thinking about tomorrow I got to go show these houses. I can't have too much fun tonight, or I can't, you know, it's trying to juggle the kids to like, literally, you know, thank God I had a village. So I'd be like, can you pick my kids up from school? Because I'm trying to show this house. Can you, like, literally needed the help. I don't even think I could have done that without my village. Like, I don't, like, it's no way. Like, it hit me, and I felt like I had to slow down when I was, we took my son to New Jersey for his birthday, and we went to a water park. And they were ready to get in the water. And right before we got to the water park, and mind you, the water park was timed, so we had like 3 hours there. And I'm a big kid when I'm with my kids. I just like to enjoy myself. And I got a call. The realtor on the other side said, we wouldn't accept the offer, but we need you to redo the contract. I'm at the water park. And for whatever reason, don't ask me why I got this computer in my bag, but I got it. As a realtor, you're not no real realtor if you're not taking your computer everywhere. Like, so my computer was in my bag. And they were like, let's get in the water. I literally spent 1 hour of those 3 hours going back and forth with this realtor, getting the contract signed. And everybody kept running back to me like, come on, you getting in the water, you getting in the water. And I'm just like, I'm coming. But I got it done, got under contract, and it was sold. But it like, this light bulb went off. Like,
something clicked.
Like, they growing before your eyes. Like, you have to figure this out. Like, it's no way you could keep running in this circle. And I mean, I was working Monday through Sunday, like coming home 10, 11 o'clock at night. Like, it takes a lot of sacrifice. And, you know, when people say realtors don't deserve the amount of money we get, listen, we dealing with personalities. Like I said, we talking people off the ledge. We got one right now. We went under contract yesterday. Today, she like, can we negotiate the price? What? We just went on the contract. Like, so you dealing with that. And now she's like, well, I don't want it unless they gonna drop the price. Like, and that's just one person. So I listened to this thing on TikTok, and the man said, doing real estate is like being in a relationship with 10 different people. And it is, because everybody has a different issue. Everybody has a different personality. This one may need you all the time. This one may not need you at all. This one may need you. Like, and you have to show up in that capacity for everybody. It's like trying to, you know, like in a relationship, they say everybody have different love languages. It's like trying to cater to different love languages. Like, I got to be this for her. I got to be that for him. I got to be that for, like, this, honestly, I feel like all realtors need a therapist. Like, this game ain't no joke. Like, you going to make the money, but listen.
so it sounds like it's a lot of negotiations. It's
a lot of negotiations. Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah.
There's a book.
It's egos.
Yeah. There's a book that I purchased. It's called, I don't know, I may have told you about it, right? But it's called Never Split the Difference. I
had that book in my hand on Monday. I went to the library and I looked at it. And I started to buy it. And I was like, nah, I put it back down. And I got more.
You have to buy that book. Never Split the Difference. It's written by, I think, he's an FBI negotiator. Mm-hmm. His name Chris Voss. Got to buy that book.
Okay.
It's one of the takeaways that I took away from, one of the takeaways that I got from that book is both sides have to gain some kind of way.
Yeah.
You know, you can't just one side just take all. Mm-hmm. You know, because a lot of people kind of have that misconception when it comes down to negotiating, and they kind of feel like, well, you know what, I'm just going to negotiate everything for myself, all for me.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the one thing that make a good negotiator, whereas you can give a little here.
I think I just naturally innate have that, just because of my personality. Like, I don't like to just take. Yeah. So when I'm dealing with like the biggest negotiations between you and the other realtor, right? When you're on the listed side, the ball is in your court. Right. They can say we want this, we can say no. who's next? Like, especially if you got a hot property, I don't got to negotiate nothing with you, you know?
Right.
But that's not me because I don't want to be handled like that. And of course, you're not going to always get that in this industry. But I always say, we in this together. We both want to close this deal. Your client want this house. My client want to sell this house. So let's figure out where we could meet in the middle. Now, sometimes it get a little absurd, but for the most part, I try to be reasonable. Even when I'm on the buyer side, I always say, like, listen, because sometimes I know requests from my buyers may be irrational, but I work for them. So I'll say, listen, I understand this may sound a little far-fetched, but how can we come to a common ground so that I can go back to my buyer because at the end of the day, my buyer don't want to feel like I'm not working for them. So listen, but I want to keep us good. So, hey, if you got another listing, you want to work with me because we work together. So I'm not one of them realtors that kind of like talk at you and don't want to work together to get the deal done. Whatever we have to do I just had one, we had to get the kitchen fixed together, the walls and you do this, I do that. You know, we put our money together and we got it done. Instead of me saying, oh, well, y'all need to pay for all that. I ain't paying for none of that. You know, so, and you have realtors that are very egotistical, is that a word? And they not trying,
that don't make money either.
They not trying to work with you. They take it or leave it. And I'm just not like that. That's just not built like that anyway.
So what kind of market are we in now in terms of real estate? Is it a seller's market, buyer's market?
It's still a seller's market, according to data.
Yeah. What is a seller's market though?
Where we have more, where there's more demand.
Okay.
And right now we still have enough inventory for there to be more demand. We don't have enough inventory.
Okay.
Right? So because we don't have enough inventory, that creates a whole bunch of people looking at the same houses. And the reason we don't have enough inventory is because people don't want to move because they're like, where I'm going. Yeah. Yes, I have equity in my house, but I bought my house and I got a 4%, a 3% interest rate. Now you want me to go back out there and buy another house? Yeah, I'm going to be able to put a lot of money down, but I'm wrapped up in a 8% interest rate, a 7% interest rate. That's double what I was paying. Yeah. So therefore, the people that are moving right now are people that have to move. Divorces.
Okay.
We need more space because we just had a baby. We married and we want to buy a house together. People not just up and saying, I want to move. And the crazy part is the equity is there.
Yeah.
Like up on my own house, I'm up $250,000.
Right.
But the thought of taking it and moving somewhere else is still a little, so, and I think different too. I'd rather take the equity and invest in something else, and more of an investment. But yeah, so that's why, because people are not, only people moving are people that have to move. Like my last two closings was a divorce and I needed more space.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, well. So I got this thing here. It says, "Givers gain." Givers gain. See, now I think that's a concept that a lot of people may not understand. Right? Givers gain means that if you're a giver, you're going to gain. You understand what I'm saying? So what does that mean to you? Givers gain.
So for me, sometimes I give too much.
Okay.
But I'm about any means necessary to get my client to the closing table. Okay. Like whatever we gotta do to get us to the closing table, like that. And that means I ain't trying to just give it away, but if I have to give up some of my commission because maybe you short and you can't,
cut that part out.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it's not illegal. That's not illegal, but yeah. So. It's just, for me, I'm willing to do whatever to get my clients to the closing table. And they're always so grateful. So whatever that looks like, as far as if it's a sacrifice on my part, like that's what I do. And they always remember, I'll give you an example. I had one,
people coming back to you too. Huh? That keep people coming back to you.
I'll give you an example. I closed this girl. I want to say that was the beginning of 2019, middle of 2019, probably like early 2019. But anyway, I haven't really been keeping in contact with her, which is the problem. And I'm working on that for 2023. 2024 is my follow-up because the fortune is in the follow-up, but they love me. Yeah. So I actually told her that the lender was going to pay her closing costs. Right? She only had so much money for closing costs. So the lender ultimately ended up saying this house only costs $200,000. I don't know how lenders work as far as how much money they're able to get. How much money, like they have their money that they're able to get. We got our commission we're able to get. And we're allowed to give up some of the money. So me and the lender had agreed to, the lender said they was going to pay all the closing costs. So the lender came back and said, this house is only $200,000. I'm not giving up this money because I'm not going to be making nothing, right? So she said, you told her that. I said, yeah, but that was because you told me that, right? So she said, no, I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to do it. So now I got to go back to my client and tell my client that they're not giving you the closing costs. So she said, well, what I'm supposed to do? Like, I'm under contract, I thought I was going to have this money. I said, listen, I'll just give it to you. So on a deal where I think I was supposed to work around $5,000-$6,000, I walked away with $1,500. Now the average realtor be like, are you crazy? But I know that she came to me. This is what I presented to her, and we were in a position. So I had to fulfill what I said.
Yeah.
That was then, right? I closed her. Every now and then, I think in the last couple of years, I probably heard from her once because I probably texted her, emailed her, and she responded. I got a client yesterday, and I always like to say, how did you hear about me? She said, such and such referred me. I said, who? And she said, yeah. And guess what? She was pre-approved today. So that was years ago. I don't communicate with this girl. I haven't. I should be. I haven't. And I think she remember, like, she did that for me. And then she sent me somebody who got their ducks in a row, got their money, got their credit. I don't have to do that sacrifice anymore. Yeah. But I gave, and it's reciprocated to me. And she sent me somebody else too. So, one person that I sacrificed and only made $1,500 off of could potentially, between this client and that, could be almost $20,000.
Hey, give us game.
Right.
Give us game. See, that's the whole, that's the idea. So you have to, a lot of people want that right now. I want the right now, now. I want to take what I could take. But sometimes you have to give in order to gain down the line. And
a lot of times you can't even think about it like that. Like, just know that, like, the universe reciprocates. So it's like what you put out there, you'll get back. And I believe that in any energy, whatever, what you put out there is what you get. That's just the way that the world works.
Yeah, always. So let's see. What consume your thoughts on a daily basis?
My clients. My clients, and honestly, just being great. Like, I just have this whole thing after losing my daughter where I feel like whatever I do, the foundation, real estate, whatever I invest, like, I got to be great. Like, it's no reason, like, God did not leave me here to be mediocre. He didn't even build me to be mediocre. Like, all day, all I think about is how I can be greater, better for my clients, better for myself, of course, financially great. And just like building this like empire. Like, that's what I see, like this empire. You're not getting no younger. Like, what we building, what are we doing? Like I say, real estate is great, but it's like, okay, so what do we do with real estate, or where do we go, or what's next? Or so I consume myself a lot with what's next and what does what's next look like. Like today, I found myself thinking about, by July, this is what my life need to look like.
Right.
This is what I need to have done by July. Like, so I consume myself a lot with that.
Yeah. I was thinking, and thought came to my mind, and it's a biblical quote. I'm gonna paraphrase it, but it says, "Without vision, people will perish." It's simple. I may be kind of twisting that a little bit, but I think that's specifically how it is. And I think a lot of people don't. There's a difference between vision and sight.
Right.
And you have to have vision to see things when you're not actually there.
Right.
You're not in it yet, but you got that vision.
I see myself.
And you see yourself to be able to. You see yourself already in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that they say people have been doing lately is like writing, journaling to themselves in the future tense. Yeah. So it says, I'm so glad I was able to, like if I said I wanted to sell 50 houses, in July, I wrote today, July 30th, I'm so happy that I was able to sell 50 houses. I'm so happy that I did this. Like, you know, like you said, like seeing yourself already there, writing and manifesting it, and just put it out there in the atmosphere.
That's vision.
Yeah.
You writing, what does it say? You writing your vision and you making it plain.
Yeah.
You know, and that's you know, we and that's always a good thing to do.
Yeah.
That's like I believe that's like something that when you're a business person, because I'm a business person, you know, and you know, when you own a business, stuff like that, you have to be that visionary to kind of be thinking, you know, ahead, you know, and I that's just something that always just that's in my mind.
Fail to plan, so, you plan to fail.
Cool shit I'm using lately. Right? That's funny. A question. Cool shit I'm using lately. That's the question. whether it could be an app, a product, or a service.
Zapier.
Zapier. That's I've yeah. Zapier is the truth, man.
But it's so it hard. Everything. Oh my God. I spent half a day doing one Zap.
YouTube University.
And I figured it out on YouTube. Half a day. Yeah. So I am all about trying to work more efficiently. Because you think about it, like this week alone, I've done like 7 buyer consultations. So it's like, that's 7 different people that I got to keep up with. Of the 7, 3 actually applied. So now I got 4 more. I got to keep calling like, hey, did you apply? Because when we hung up, everybody want to apply. So now you got to follow up. Because today they might not have been ready, but I call them in 2 weeks. And then if you let somebody else get in their ear, you lost a client, right? So for me, it's about systems and trying to see before I didn't have systems, right? I got a CRM, they in there, but there's no real systems. Yeah. So I got with a Zapier. I've heard about it before, but I did I was on a webinar and this realtor was talking about like just taking her business back from scratch. So she was like, Zaps helped a lot because this does this makes that, does that. Everything is a trigger. Yeah. So I set up 2 triggers. I set up 2 triggers.
It integrates with your CRM, right?
It integrates with my CRM. Okay. So when they kick on my calendar to do my 15-minute consultation, it automatically puts their information in my CRM. And then my CRM then sends them an email, a text. It's crazy because I put myself in it and it got like 4 different alerts, but I'm like, I'm not even mad. And then it makes them reconfirm before we actually do the actual meeting to make sure that they're showing up. And so far, it's been going good, except for whatever reason. I think I got a glitch in my Zap right now. So it's like, but for this year, I do want to start hiring people to do some stuff because even with me spending half a day on the Zap, it's like I could have been spending my time somewhere else. Yeah. So, what is it called? It's another website that I'm going to use. So I don't know how cool it is, but it actually does. It's like task oriented. So it does tasks. So it's like you're not on my payroll, but I need you to do this, and this is how much I'm willing to pay. And then if I got another task, I need you to do this. How much.
So it's something like Upwork?
Upwork, there you go.
Oh, that's it. Upwork. Okay.
Because there was another one called TaskRabbit, but TaskRabbit, after I researched it, it does real life tasks, like go get my groceries, right? Oh. So I'm like, wait, that's not what I'm looking for. Yes, Upwork. So I haven't used it yet, but that is something that before the end of January I want to, because some things it's just not. For visionaries, I read a book, and sometimes visionaries are not the executors. They actually said visionaries are not supposed to be the executors. They are supposed to put the vision out there, and then the people around them are supposed to. So for me, I found myself like, I got this. I'm gonna do this. Don't worry about it. If it was a task that I felt like I'm capable of doing, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna pay nobody. But it's like the time you get back, the efficiency of this is done. I had a virtual assistant. She went through my whole database of 800 people, and she called everybody and updated everybody. It would have took me forever to do that, you know? Yeah. So
that's a lot of calls. That's a lot of cold calls.
A lot of calls. And
how long it took her?
Who are you? Like 2 weeks. Who are you? And she was working like 4 hours a day. But she would update. She's like, hey, I'm calling on behalf of Roz the Realtor. And that's another thing. Like, people want to hear from me. And that's the hardest part. Like, even with me having a partner, I do have a partner. She's not here today. But even I have the client say, well, I hired you. You did. I'm still here. I'm here. I promise you I'm here, but I'm only one person. Yeah. So I want to be as efficient as possible. I want you to get the home. I don't want you to miss the house because I was busy with so-and-so. So you have 2 realtors instead of 1. So that's another thing. But yeah, as far as cool stuff right now, so far, I was too excited about Zapier. Canva's not my best friend, but I've been working on it.
Canva
and Etsy.
I like
Etsy.
Oh, Etsy.
The templates are to die for because they look so professional, and it's like edit right quick and go on about your day. So,
you know, I had started using Zapier. Remember with the whole ClickFunnels thing?
Oh,
that's where I learned Zapier from.
Oh, that makes sense.
Zapier, because with the Zapier you can hook everything up where it just be sending this person this, like all that,
and
like
you don't gotta do none of the work.
And now, but I know that software has advanced, you know, even more now.
Oh, now
there was like a lot of little bugs, stuff like that I had to try and figure out. So I just I ain't
it figures it. Yeah, it's a lot of more zaps I gotta do, but I'm excited with the 2 that I put together. Even I can look at my CRM and see what it did without me having to do it, and I'm happy about it. Like,
now the best thing about the CRM piece is that you don't have to manually input your customer information in.
So that's what my
it'll automatically do that.
That's my glitch right now. It was working and now it's not working.
No.
So now it's telling me it's there, but I don't know where they putting it. It's like, it's just a lot. Again, something I can hire somebody to do. Oh, okay. Because this is a task.
Well, just put that on Upwork. I'm pretty sure.
No, that's the goal.
What's the other one? Well, no, Fiverr. Fiverr
is like graphic type.
Yeah, they do content.
Websites.
Yeah, but you never know. You never know. You could try it. You could try that.
I'm gonna check that. But I figured out those ones. That's a task that I'm just not doing. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what zaps I need done, and I need you to.
Yeah. Yeah, I had to kind of kind of get away from the whole I'm gonna do it myself thing too. That's why I end up going over to where I'm at now. You know, I still got my thing going, but I end up having to and now since I've been there, it's like I don't even want to touch a tool.
Right.
and it basically forces you to change your mindset with it. Because
you got to read the book. It's called Rocket Fuel.
Rocket what?
Rocket Fuel.
Rocket Fuel.
And it's saying visionaries are not supposed to be executors.
You know, and you're 100% right. Because when we started this podcast, I said I drew the line. You know what I mean? Because I was trying to do some of the
everything,
post production, everything, camera stuff like that, and I was like, no, I ain't doing it.
And I think that takes the excitement out of it. And I also think, like, as a visionary, if you're able to step back and you can look at the bigger picture, right? Because when you're doing it yourself, you don't see the glitches and the holes, and because you like, I did that, it's good, But when you're able to step back and see the moving pieces, and you're like, that's not working right. I don't like how that is. I need you to fix that. And it's a little bit easier for your mind is clearer. Because we find ourselves, I know me, I can make a to-do list as long as this room, right? And it's like, 2 things checked off because time. We only have so many hours in a day. Yeah. So,
it's
if you like what you're watching, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Chief Hall Podcast.
Hey, Rob, pay the man.
Big Cuts Barbershop. Transform your look and embrace the essence of grooming perfection and clip and snip barbershop where style meets precision. That's right.
My notes and stuff, man, I got so many notes. I got notes about podcasts.
It's like it becomes an overwhelming feeling for me because I know that I have so many things going on with the foundation. We normally do 2 events a year.
Yeah, we got.
I've came up with 4 more things I want to add. It's like, I've started, dibbling in stocks, plus, what I'm doing with real estate. So when you start listing all that stuff, and then with real estate, it's not just sell houses. You have to market. Yeah. So client appreciation gifts, client appreciation events, buyer workshops, seller workshops. The list goes on. So it's like you're an event planner, you're a marketer. Like, so when you sit here and you like, okay, to get the clients in, I gotta do this. So it ain't just I'm gonna sell houses. No, I need to do this, and I need to sell houses at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I got the foundation, and I need to do this. But I need to make these connections, and I need to do this, and I got to send a proposal. Oh shoot, they sent me a grant. Oh my God, wait a minute. Like, it's just I brain dump a lot but it becomes overwhelming, and I find myself closing the book and just backing up, like.
And that's fine to do that. Because I've done that too. Like you got so much stuff, and then and that shit just seemed like it's just overwhelming, right? And then you just get to the point, you be like, man, you know what? You just close the book, or you just But the thing is sometimes you have to. What I've learned, I have to manually bring my mind, you know what I mean, into that moment, because trust me, it's always gonna be shit going on.
I feel like that's why you need a team. Well, me per se, I feel like I want to build a team of people around me, and everybody brings something else to the table. And even if it's like a weekly meeting, right? If it's like a weekly meeting, like with the foundation, I want to create a team of people. Like if we meet once every 2 weeks, because we don't do an event every day, but if we meet once every 2 weeks with this team of people, and everybody has their job that they're handling, it will be a lot easier. Like I wanted to throw a gala last year when she would have turned 16 years old. But I was like, I'm a one-man army and I don't have the energy. I'm dealing with the grief. I just can't. This is too much. And I decided not to. But had I had a team, they probably could have lifted me up and said, all right, we're going to do this. And this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. But it took me, I don't know what went off in me that I was like, wait, I need a team. Because I did realize that a lot of my success with real estate, I'm a serial entrepreneur, like you said. Like, I want to do everything under the sun that I feel gonna make me some money.
Right.
And I had to, with real estate, I literally shut my brain off to everything. No matter what came my way, it's like, oh, that's a good business. I had to it's like a video game. Like, nope. And I was like, real estate.
Focus.
And I was able to make over $200 and something thousand in 1 year, right? And numbers that I know it may not be a lot of money, but if I ain't never made that type of money in my life, it was like, wait a minute.
Shit, that sounds like a lot of money to me.
Right? So, people be striving for more, of course we are, but I say that to say that took tunnel vision. That took 7 days a week. And it turned into draining.
Right.
So now it's like, all right, I have to build a team, and that's in real estate. That's with the foundation. That's in anything that I do that I cannot do this alone.
Right.
And the real estate, like I said, it was tunnel vision that got me there, but it was no systems. So if I put systems in place, I do what I need to do, and everything kind of works like a machine, I can put my energy into other things.
What I started doing, because I have it on the board right there. It just say workflow. Right. That's why I started. SOPs. Yeah. So what I would do is like the workflow. I start with workflow, and in my mind I start with from the very first thing. I mean, whatever it is that we doing. Let's take the podcast for example. Right. I know we got to record the videos. Right. After we record the videos, now we got to do the post-production. Now after the post-production, now we got to do the social media stuff like that. So I started curating like a workflow, right? And just trying to come up with ideas around that workflow. Now, once we got that workflow, I just pass it off.
Right. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're
I just pass it off.
And it makes it less stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, less overwhelming.
So, but the thing what's happening now is all these listeners that we got, right? Somebody is going to come in and say, hey, I want to come work for you.
That's not bad.
So what we're going to do is we probably, I think we'll probably put some kind of campaign down in the description or something like that, for everybody to be able to reach out to you, and we just see where we go from there. Yeah. Let me see what else we got here. Let me see something here. I think I'm doing a good job. I really do. I'm proud of myself. I really am. Huh? I'm at 50 minutes. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
how long is it normally? Oh.
I mean, 50 minutes. We gonna end up chopping that up good though. For that, So I had Let me see what we got here. What do you do? What do you do when you want to get out of your own head?
What I do when I want to get out of my own head?
Yeah.
Watch Netflix.
Watch Netflix.
I literally get under my sheets, find me a good series, and binge watch, and I try it over the next day.
Yeah. I go outside and smoke me a cigar. I smoke me a nice cigar, and I got and I got my cognac here, you know, and you know that's what I do, and I'll look at like I stay on YouTube.
Do you ever feel like, well, interviewing you, but do you ever feel like, for me, when I do those binge watching, I feel guilty later. Like, I could have been using my time to do that. Like, well, I guess if you still learn, like, I literally shut off. Like, I'm watching Netflix. It could be, I'm in the new one called First Wives Club. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with nothing. The other day I cut on Selling Sunset, so I didn't feel as bad. I'm watching real estate, but
it's kind of like a reset.
Yeah, like I
like
need that. Like, my broker says she don't watch TV at all. Yeah. I feel like that's the only way for me to like escape, because I literally dream about my clients. Like, I remember one night I was thinking about a client. I told him I was gonna send him some properties, and I fell asleep because I often will fall asleep like this. Mm-hmm. So I said I'm seeing some properties, which is another thing. I need to hire somebody to send properties, but okay. Mm-hmm. So I'm sending properties, and I dozed off, fell asleep. And I woke up like 3 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's my body was like, so I got up and I sent the properties. My client called me at like 8 o'clock in the morning. It was like, Roz, you okay? I said, huh? He said, I'm just checking to see if everything's okay. I said, everything's fine. What you mean? He said, you sent me properties at 3:30 in the morning. I'm trying to make sure you okay. I was like, I promised I was going to send the properties. And the worst thing you want is to make promises to clients. Yeah. And, you know, one thing my broker always say is like, you think you looking at properties for them. They're looking at properties all day, every day. So they on the Zillows, they on the Realtor.coms, they on the Redfins. So if I tell you I'm going to see you properties tonight, and I don't see you properties tonight, you like, because we may be like, oh, they're a client, but they eat, sleeping, and breathing that they about to buy a house. Yeah. Like, I got pre-approved. This is my amount. Let's go shopping, right? Mm-hmm. It's like giving somebody some money to go on a shopping spree. They at the door like, let's go. Yeah. So it's like, I was like, I promised that I would send them. And so now one of my things, I try not to overpromise. So I used to overpromise. I'm going to send you this. I'm going to send you this. Don't worry about it. No. Give me, but I will try my best by tonight. If not tomorrow, you'll have that in your inbox. Mm. So I used to be like, because I felt like they need it now. Whatever they ask me for, I got to do it now. And that's cool. But one, I don't have a type A personality. So I'm not like anal. So I may forget. And, you know, so I just try to be realistic with the expectations. Give me 24 to 48 hours. Or, you know, like I said, now I have a teammate. So she kind of alleviates some of that. She does the buyers, I do the listings. Mm-hmm. So she is sending the properties, but sometimes I have a client right now, he wants me. So I got to send the properties. I have to, you know, but it's not as overwhelming because she has most of the buyers. Right. But at some point, it'll become a lot for her. So the goal is to get people in every spot so that it's not draining, so that you don't lose the love for it, so that you don't, people think real estate is all crossed arms and smiling and taking the pictures. This job is no joke. And then for freedom, I signed up for it because I thought I was going to have freedom to do what I want to do, what I feel like doing it, which you still do. But just know when you do what you want to do and you feel like doing it, you're not doing something you're supposed to be doing. Mm. It's always something you're supposed to be doing. Right now, I'm supposed to be sending out equity reviews. And I was like, by the end of this weekend, I am going to send out all these equity reviews.
What's an equity review?
Basically, just showing people how much money they have in their house. And just showing them the options available because... Mm-hmm. Of course, you may not want to move, but you may want to take your money out and buy, depending on how much equity you got, you might want to buy a triplex or a fourplex. So now that can help you pay your mortgage, right? You might want to get a HELOC, which is a line of credit. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to tell you, you have this much available to you. Because most of my clients, they have at least $200,000 to $300,000 sitting. So I had one call me yesterday. I know they have at least $400,000. So... and he's talking HELOC. So I'm going to show you what you have available to you. This is what happened over 2023. Now we don't know how long, or I think that interest rates are going to continue to drop. Therefore, the prices of houses are going to continue to either rise or stay where they are. So people think that the market is going to crash, whatever. I don't believe that. But if it was to crash, then your equity goes down. Mm-hmm. So even like me, at some point, my equity was $300,000 up. Mm-hmm. I'm at like between $250 and $300. So, and then you can't take all of it. You can only take like 70 or 80%.
Oh, okay.
So again, I had somebody call me and say with their equity they want to buy a daycare, So I want to show you what you have available to you and what your options are, and we can talk about it if it is. But I wanted people to be knowledgeable. I want to be the resource. I want to be able to tell you what you can and cannot do. Zillow has their estimates, but they're either too high or too low.
Yeah.
So I want to tell you. It's
like
the biggest game. They're like, Zillow said, yeah, I heard you. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. So I want to, be a resource, because my biggest thing is, like I say, I just want everybody to win. I mean, anybody that come to me, I can attest to this, and I can make a post right now, and I can tell you that 90% of the people that I encounter, you tell me you want to do something, I'm encouraging you. You had a friend that said she want to do a food truck. I don't know how to do no food truck, but I was online investigating, trying to be like, girl, okay, you need to get this license and do this. And then a month later, I'm like, what you did? Like, it makes me feel good to be able to help the people around me. It makes me feel good to be able to help strangers. I like to see people succeed. Like, girl, you did that. Yeah. So, like I said, if I can show you, if I can be a resource and say, this is what your options are, this is what you can do. Oh, no, I don't think that's a good idea. You shouldn't do that. Yeah. I have people come to me and say, I want to do a flip. That's cool, take your money and do a flip, but just know that money go fast. So what you going to do after that? Are you going to continue to flip? What's the game plan, right? Yeah. So I like to be able to be a resource to my clients. So right now, my clients, so that is something that I'm doing right now. I think they love me for it too. So
you ever thought about, because I'm listening to you, because it's like you got a lot of information in your brain, right? You ever thought about like putting that in an ebook form?
I feel like people don't read. People are even yesterday I was reading about reels. It was like, keep it at 8 seconds. I'm like, how much can I give you in 8 seconds? And then it's like the people that only care are people that's like actively in it, or they hear it today. Like, one of the things that I always tell people, and I still get the same question, I feel like, if you're not married and you buy a property with somebody, don't put both of y'all names on the house. And I can say that to blue in the face. And the reason I say that is you can only use FHA once at a time, 3.5% down. You go to try about it. So if I put me and your name on this house and we go to try to buy another property, now we got to put way more money down. So why should we do that?
It's a trust issue.
Well, you don't need to be buying a house with them then.
Well, I mean, I get it, but think about it.
I mean, you got to think like me and my spouse, like, we bought the house that we live in one name, and then we bought a duplex. The duplex helps pay the mortgage for our house. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I try to tell people that it's like a house hack, because then you think about it. If you decide to move out of the house that you're in, which is part of our goal, move out of the house that we're in, now we got 2 rental properties that's going to pay for where we're going.
Yeah.
So it's just like, just stuff like that, but it's like you got to put it on social media. You got to put it in the simplest form possible in 3 lines for them to listen, and then you may get somebody that be like, oh. So it's just, I don't know, it's like, and then you talk about content, and I notice the content that gets the most views, and it's like, either we're going to give you some free money, or those are the ones that people tap into. Like, they're not really trying to get the information for real, I don't think. Yeah. But if I show you me hanging out, I'm getting all type of likes, shares, this, that, right? So it's like...
Well, the thing is, we got to find that. I mean, you got to find that traffic that will buy it. I mean, of course, nowadays they selling everything now. It's an ebook, of course.
Ebook for everything.
You know, it's a lot of stuff.
And
there's a lot of stuff that they
I am dropping an ebook on probably before this January. That should be done on how to sell your house. The things that give your house more value, because people would do this thing called over improvement. My mom did it. Yeah. She felt like, I did this in my house, I did this. Done put probably over $100,000 in this house and felt like the house was jacked up $100,000 in value. No, it's the houses that's around it that give your house value, not what you did to the inside. You could have went and put a $50,000 kitchen in there. That meant nothing, right? People go, pools cost $60,000 or more to put in. A pool only give you $25,000 in equity. It only boosts up about $25,000. Yeah. So it's like, it's a such thing as an over improvement. So what people will do is say, I'm gonna sell my house, but after I do this. No, if anything, I'll say fix cosmetic things. Paint the walls, make the walls white because it makes the house look bigger. Declutter, simple things like that will make your house sell. Staging it nicely as far as like, the furniture, everything clean and nice. And like I said, decluttering is the biggest thing, right? Because people like to walk into open, airy, and they actually see themselves in a house. A house sells faster with furniture than it does with no furniture because they say, oh, I could do like that. Or I could put the couch like that. Oh, I like the way they got this set up. I sold a house that they said, can they please leave all the furniture? And the person said, yeah, if they're going to buy it. And we wrapped that into the deal because they love the way the furniture was set up. They love the furniture. So, just, again, being that resource. So I do want to drop an ebook on, people overthink even when they're trying to buy a house. Like, I got to pay this collections off. Like the girl I got approved today, she didn't want to even apply because she said there was some things she needed to do on her credit. The lender said, she looks excellent. But she want to go drop a bag to pay this off, drop a bag to pay that off. And that's money that could have went on down payment and closing costs. It was you didn't need to do all that.
Oh, she did it though.
No.
Oh, she's going to do it. She wanted to do it.
After our conversation, she said, I'm going to pay off some cards before I come and apply.
Okay.
No problem.
And you stopped her.
She actually, that's what she wanted to do. I'm not going to knock you. I felt like she was in the middle because she's right under 700, but not a 700. So a 700 credit score does make your interest rate a little better. So when she said, I want to pay off some stuff, I was like, okay, right? But then she came back and was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and just apply. But some people will say, I need to pay off this collection. Depending on the amount of collections, it doesn't even matter. So it's just certain conversations that need to be had. That's why I always tell people, let's talk and let's create a plan. Because if you up in 6 months and say, all right, my lease almost up, I'm ready to buy, and you created no plan before, you might do have to pay down something. You might do have to, or you might didn't have to do what you've been doing over the 6 months. Oh, I'm going to pay this down. I'm going to do this. People create their own plan in their head and don't know nothing about real estate, don't know what's required from a lender, doesn't know. So then now your lease almost up and you scrambling because you're not pre-approved because of some stuff you got to do before you can actually do this. Yeah. So I always tell people, listen, call me. It's not, I say consultation. I stole this from somebody, but I'm going to keep on repeating it. I love it. But she said it's not a consultation. It's more of a conversation. Right. Let's talk about where you at, what you're trying to do, where you trying to go, what's your goals, how much money do you make, in our economy, I'll be honest, to get a decent house in South Florida, you need to be making about $80,000, $90,000. And so you got to get somebody to tag along, co-signer, whatever you got to do because it's all about income. Yeah. So because honestly, $80,000, $90,000 get you a house for $350,000, and $350,000 is not really much. It's not.
That sounds like Miami Gardens.
You put Miami Gardens. Miami Gardens is $500. They're ridiculous over there. I ain't even.
500, right?
Miami Gardens houses cost more than Miramar right now. Well, East Miramar. And remember, it was a time where it was like inner city was the cheapest, and then Miami Gardens was a little bit higher, and then East Miramar was a little bit higher. West Miramar was high. They all kind of running. It actually gets crazy when you go West Miramar, but East Miramar and Miami Gardens, if not the same, is more.
I wonder what the value of our old house is.
It was a little over 5. I'm talking about
now. It may be close to
last year was a little over 5. Yeah.
I thought we sold for more than that. No? Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's especially with the square footage. Remember, the house value is based on the square footage and the houses around it. Okay. So, yeah, with the amount of square footage, it was a 4-bedroom, all that, 4 bedrooms automatically to the sky. Yeah.
I was over there today, as a matter of fact, in that development.
Oh, you talk about, no, those houses are, I thought you were talking about the other house. Those houses are, they sold one in there for almost $900,000 last year. Same model.
Same model? Damn.
Same exact model. I sent it to her. No. Same exact model. 8 something, almost 9. Damn. Same model. So just imagine with all the bells and whistles. Yeah. Yeah. The market has definitely took a turn. So yes, it is a seller's market because don't nobody want to move.
Yeah. Well, that's all we got. Okay. And we got, how much time we got producing? An hour and 7 minutes. See? That's it.
Okay.
And you know what? I'll let Frank do the promo ads.
Can you do like a video of like with my phone?
You got.
Yeah, what? Well, more like it look like I'm talking to him. Wait, wrong leg. Yeah. Well, it look like I'm talking to him. I'm gonna take the sign off. So yeah. So I'm just talking to you, and then he's like recording. I'll make me a reel around the whole thing. So, yeah. I did it earlier. You reshared it or somebody else? Yeah, I did it earlier. So yeah, I did it earlier. I did it just now when I walked in. And okay.
All right. And of course, we're going to fix this in post, but.
Next time.
Yeah. Huh? No, I'm not doing. Oh, talking about her own promo ads, right? Okay. Well, she can do. You want me to intro in with that, or she just say it?
You can say what's your
all right. So
your social media.
Okay. So
if anybody wants to contact you.
All right. So all right. So thank you for being on Chief Hall Podcast.
Thanks for having me.
What we talked for like an hour and something, and it was conversational.
Right.
And I could see what you're passionate about. That real estate, I see that what you're passionate about. So again, thank you for being on Chief Hall Podcast. Why don't you tell our listeners, just give everybody all of your social media plugs, all that good stuff.
So on Facebook, I am Rosalind Brown. That's more me just being me. I make a lot of little funny, just conversational posts. Rosalind Brown is my name on Facebook. On Instagram, it is Roz, ROZB, the Realtor. I hope that's right. No, Realtor Roz B. I'm sorry.
Okay.
It's Realtor Roz, ROZB. Yeah.
Okay.
And I have a nonprofit called Jada Page Foundation.
That's what we didn't talk about.
I have that, and the Instagram is a little all over the place because we have a summer camp called Jada Club. So there's a lot of Jada Club content on there, but it is called Jada_Club. Let me double check that right quick. Hold on.
Yeah, we're gonna put all that in the description and in the comments.
I don't think the Jada Club on that though. I should. I need to add that.
That's your website there, right?
That's my link tree. Oh, I do have.
What is a link tree?
That is like your
link
tree is your link in your bio, and it gives a link to everything that you do if you want.
Okay.
So for me, my link tree, when you click the link in the bio, you're able to click to schedule a 15-minute call with me.
Zapier stuff too, right?
When you click on that, then it does Zapier's in the background.
Okay.
So yes, but it has my link to book a call with me, and then there's also a link to if you're looking to sell your property, you click on there, you fill out an interest form, and then we contact you based on, you tell us a little bit about the house, and then I set up a meeting where I actually come to you. So it's a little different when you're buying versus selling, because when you're buying, I'm talking you through the process. We're doing Zoom calls. We actually do a phone call, and then we do an actual Zoom call, where it's me, you, and the lender. Everybody that you need is in one screen. Mm-hmm. We actually have started doing in person too as well. So all of that. And yeah, we have that, and then the 2 links there. Outside of that, on Instagram, I have Jada_Club, which is a summer camp that we have every year from ages 5 to 10. Mm-hmm. This year, one of the things I want to incorporate is teenagers. It's going to be an entrepreneurship program. I actually thought of it last year and didn't execute because, again, I am hiring for a team. I need help this year. Yeah. So, yes, I have the Jada Club, and then I have Jada Page Shop. I started a book bag line in honor of my daughter Haven't been really that active, but we're bringing it back in 2024.
Okay.
I have a goal to sell a certain amount of book bags. Before she passed, she told me that it is something that she wanted to do. So me as her mother on this side of the earth, I am trying my best to make sure that comes to fruition. It did. We did very good the first year, but I'll be honest, real estate got the best of me. But now things are kind of selling out, building a team, and I'm able to do more of that. So yes, we have Jada Clay Foundation. And if you want to reach me by phone, 786-253-3364. If I don't answer, please shoot me a text. My days are very, very busy, or click the link in my bio. I would truly appreciate it.
There you go.
Oh, you been asking me something? Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey,
Oh.
you make it hit. He the editor.
Okay. And I have, with Jada Page Foundation being a 501c3, we are always taking donations. You can go to our website, www.jadapage.com, JADAPAGE, like a page in the book, .com, and there is a donate link. It is a 501c3, so anything donated will be a write-off that goes towards our programming that we have during the summertime. We also are starting up an academy as well to do aftercare tutoring. So all resources are welcome. I'm new to this. We're learning, looking for a grant writer as well. So anything, you can always DM me, or like I said, contact me as well.
So, now go ahead.